Hi, I'm Anna Marie, and I'm proud to be the Norton representative for South Carolina. If you're not familiar with Norton, we've been independent and employee-owned since 1923. We are the oldest and largest publishing house owned entirely by its employees. We started the high school group out of a desire to better serve our high school customers. Our group is dedicated to understanding the needs of the high school classroom and to addressing these needs when creating resources and new books. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about two of our books, Back to the Lake and They Say I Say, which are being recommended by the state as a package for adoption for the AP Language and Composition course. This presentation will highlight how these AP course audit approved books work together with their student and instructor resources to provide everything you need to teach the AP Language and Composition course. Back to the Lake is a reader with integrated writing instruction organized by the types of writing that students do. If you have a copy of the book, you can open up to the table of contents beginning on page Roman numeral 11. As you can see, the first 5 chapters of the book introduce students to the process of academic writing. It goes over close reading, responding to the ideas of others, methods of academic writing, and the writing process from planning to revising. The book also features a new chapter on the specifics of writing paragraphs. The rest of the book contains 78 readings that provide examples of the kinds of writing the book focuses on. While the book is organized by mode, alternative table of contents that begin on page Roman numeral 23 provide flexibility, making it easy for teachers to use the book whether they teach by mode, theme, or genre. The AP course requires nonfiction readings, and Back to the Lake has a robust and diverse selection. Of the 78 readings in Back to the Lake, more than a third of these haven't been included in another composition reader before. The majority of the readings are nonfiction, with multiple types. We have excerpts from long works, essays, journalism, political writing, autobiographies, letters, and more, represented throughout the text. Each chapter also includes a single poem or story, which contributes to thematic complexity. The book contains classic authors like E.B. White, Thomas Jefferson, and Sojourner Truth, but we also have contemporary writers like Annie Dillard, Judith Ortiz Cofer, and Joan Didion. So students have a diverse selection of readings to explore, as well as a variety of genres. There are also 12 student papers in Back to the Lake, and each one is annotated. For example, you can see in Chapter 12 on definition that a student essay is featured on page 463, next to a selection of readings from Mary Roach to Flannery O'Connor. 4 of the model student papers in the book use MLA, and 1 uses APA. In addition, there is a complete model student paper using MLA in the back of the book. We will be publishing in time for the South Carolina adoption an MLA updated version of this book with the new MLA guidelines integrated into the book. So all of the content regarding MLA will be updated in books that you would be ordering. The AP course teaches students to analyze how graphics and visual images both relate to written texts and serve as alternative forms of text themselves. There are 10 visual texts throughout the book, such as this example from page 477 in the book. Questions direct students to understanding how these texts work as visual rhetoric, and these texts are introduced with everyday examples that help students view the modes of writing as accessible. Each reading section begins with some writing instruction on the mode. Templates in each of these mode discussions help students get started writing. These are available as worksheets in the course pack as well. The example here is from page 458. All of the writing instruction is also on blue pages, which makes it easy to find. As you know, the AP course requires students to write in informal context as well as to write in a variety of genres. Each instruction section in chapters 6 through 14 ends with 4 levels of questions. For close reading, strategies and structures, thinking about language, and for writing. The 4 writing prompts which follow these sections provide ample opportunities to write brief, informal pieces which can be used as in-class assignments and are often explicitly designed to be journaling or collaborative assignments. You can take a look at page 475 for an example, but you can also find these following almost every section. Here you can see that question 5 asks students to collaborate together. These writing prompts call for a range of forms, from narratives to interpreting essays to research arguments and reflections. All of the readings are accompanied by a reading comprehension quiz, which is available on our Norton Write site. You'll see the URL for these quizzes after the questions and writing prompts in the red writing right here. Writing instruction is not only provided before each section of readings in the book, but marginal notes also connect the writing sections and the reading sections for an integrated experience. Here you can see an example from page 480, which is an excerpt from a piece by Mary Roach, and the marginal annotation is referencing back to the writing section of the book. Back to the Lake is also accompanied by a robust student and instructor resource package. In addition to the support written into the text for students, the Norton Write site, which includes a 5-question comprehension quiz for each chapter, over 1,000 multiple choice questions to help students master grammar, a plagiarism quiz, and templates and worksheets from the book as Word documents. The students will also have access to our digital package, which includes Inquisitive, which is a product that I'd like to talk a little bit more about later, and a digital copy of the Little Seagull Handbook. Instructor resources for this title include course packs for your learning management systems such as Blackboard, Canvas, Moodle. It also includes lecture PowerPoints, an instructor's manual, an instructor's edition of the book, and an AP instructor's manual. Here's an excerpt from our AP Instructor's Manual for the book that highlights some of the AP style questions that we have available. The AP Instructor's Manual and Test Bank includes tips on teaching the AP course and AP style question types for more than half of the readings in the book. Now I'd like to move on to talk about the second book that is part of the package. As you know, there's a large focus on research skills and the research paper in the AP course. They Say, I Say with Readings works with Back to the Lake to provide focused support on this topic. They Say, I Say, which is our best-selling rhetoric, demystifies academic writing by teaching students that writing well means mastering some key rhetorical moves, and the book offers students templates to help them make these moves in their own writing. The book teaches that writing is a social act, a conversation, and provides students with the tools to enter this conversation, as well as a diverse selection of readings to engage with. The entire first half of the book, the rhetoric section, follows the evolution that occurs during the writing process. Chapters 1 through 3 address research, chapters 4 through 10 address crafting the argument, chapter 11 addresses revisions, and chapters 12 through 15 address writing in specific academic contexts. The second section of book, an anthology of readings, provides students with excellent writing examples as well as a variety of genres and types of essays to engage with. They Say, I Say's premise is that good writers have mastered a few basic moves, and the book serves as a short, user-friendly guide to these basic moves of academic writing. The graphs believe that these moves are so common that they can be represented in templates that students can use right away to structure and generate their own writing. Many students struggle to take a position or craft an argument. Essentially, the templates in They Say, I Say give students the patterns to help them make sophisticated moves in their own writing. Templates are introduced in the very first chapter and then are provided throughout the text for drafting, providing language to help students get started with the fundamental moves of describing, comparing, defining, and so on. This example here is from page 60 in the book, and you can see how this template for disagreeing is integrated into a chapter about ways to respond. The book also teaches revision through resources like a revised student essay. Here you can see an example of a revised student essay from Chapter 11. This essay is annotated to show how the moves taught in the book work and is presented alongside a checklist that influence the revision process. The readings portion of the book includes 50 readings that reflect 5 issues that matter to students today. Is college the best option? Are we in a race against the machine? What should we eat? What's up with the American dream? And what's gender got to do with it? Readings also span a variety of genres, including analysis, evaluations, position papers, essays, reports, and speeches. The joining the conversation prompts that follow each reading in chapters 16 through 20 offer a wide range of writing assignments that cover expository, analytical, and argumentative writing. The book also includes a variety of reading types, including a visual reading and also various kinds of writing assignments, both formal and informal. Marginal annotations connect the reading and writing sections for an integrated experience. If you flip to page 362, you can see an example of this marginal annotation in a student essay by Michelle Cullington. They Say I Say is also accompanied by a robust student and instructor resource package. Continued student support is offered through the They Say I Say blog. New readings are posted monthly on the same topics that are covered in They Say I Say, providing additional up-to-date content for students to engage with. The blog invites students to comment and join the conversation. The book is also accompanied by Inquisitive and the Little Seagull Handbook. Our instructor resource package includes course packs for your learning management system, MLA updates, an instructor's manual, which includes answers to questions in the book, additional activities, sample syllabi, and more, and a teacher's companion. A teacher's companion features advice from Jim Burke on using They Say I Say in the high school classroom and specifically in the AP Language and Composition course. The book includes useful teaching tools and activities, tools for introducing key terms and concepts, multimedia activities, and more. You've heard me mention Inquisitive a couple of times throughout the presentation. With your adoption of this package comes Inquisitive, our formative adaptive quizzing tool that teaches students how to edit outside of class. Students receive answer-specific feedback each step of the way through interactive questions that change based on how the student answers and the practice each individual student needs. The game-like system allows students to wager confidence points to progress more quickly towards their grade through the sections that they have down, and to practice more carefully through sections that they are having trouble with. Teachers can track their class's progress and see what learning objectives their class is struggling with before lecture. I'd like to take a moment now to show you how Inquisitive works. Here is the digital landing page for They Say I Say. This is where you and your students will access your ebook, your digital copy of the Little Seagull Handbook, Inquisitive for Writers, the They Say I Say blog, and the Norton Write site. Let's take a look at Inquisitive for Writers. Here's a list of all the different activities that make up Inquisitive for Writers. I'm going to start with editing the errors that matter. Because I'm an instructor, I can take a look at the different question types in review mode. So let's start out with that so you can get a sense of all the different question types we have in Inquisitive. Here we have a clickable area type of question that asks students to click where the commas belong. It provides answer-specific feedback, whether you get the answer correct or incorrect. Here's a drag to replace question type. A drag to blanks. And there's one more question type I'd like to show you, which is drag to choices. Let's go back to the report and take a look at the way that this activity looks for students. Here you can see a confidence wager bar in the corner. This allows me to wager points based on my confidence. If I'm pretty sure that I know the answer, I can increase my confidence to gain more points and progress through the activity more quickly. I will also lose more points if I answer incorrectly. If I'm not sure and I know that I need more practice in this area, I can wager less points to make sure that I lose less points if I get it wrong. So let's start out and complete the question. As you can see, we get answer-specific feedback. I can change at the beginning of the question each time. And as you can see, there's embedded definitions here. This is explaining how the confidence bar works. As I progress forward, I'll be able to see my activity score and progress here. In order to get a grade, I need to answer at least 27 more questions, and I can continue to answer questions past this to improve my grade. So I can work at my own pace and work as long as I would like to get the grade that I want. Another great feature is that this will link directly to the Little Seagull Handbook so that students can read more about the editing issue that they're looking at right here. So if I click on this, it will open up the Little Seagull Handbook that comes with your adoption. And I can read more about subject and verb agreement so that I can try the question again, now with a little more information. If I go back to the instructor options page, I can see my class activity report. You'll be able to select a student set, which you will set up in the beginning of the year. I'm just going to use my Norton class set to show you. On the class activity report, you'll be able to see the mean questions answered, the mean score, the mean submitted grade, and the mean time spent. And there'll also be a graph here to show the submitted grades. If you scroll down, you can see each individual student's submitted grades and time spent to see how students are doing on an individual level. On the Learning Objectives tab, you can take a look at how your students are doing with the learning objectives, and it'll also graph onto the scatter plot, and you can export the data into an Excel file. As you can see, Back to the Lake, They Say I Say, and our student resources work together to teach the fundamentals of writing, provide focused research and argumentative writing support, and offer over 118 readings for model and response, providing all the material you need to teach the AP Language and Composition course. Here is my contact information. If you would like more information about the books or you would like a sample of the books, just send me an email at my email address here, or you can give me a call at 646-856-3520. If you'd like to read more about the books and see what else Norton has to offer, you can check out our digital catalog at www.norton.com/highschool. I look forward to hearing from you.